Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Amanda from Hookemcreations, and I'm so glad you're here. This is the last part of the series, this little mini documentary series, and I am so glad you're here so we can talk about the money and what we would do on how to calculate the price if you didn't track your hours for a project. So there are a couple other methods other than tracking your hours and doing the hourly rate like I did in the last project. This one I had no intentions on tracking hours and how much it was going to cost and things like that because it was supposed to be a relaxation project. But I wanted to show you how to do that in case you fall into the same category. So, but before we start, let me show you my project. I started decreasing. I'm getting there. It is huge. It is taller than me. I am almost 6 feet tall. I'm 5'11", and it is longer than me. Okay, so it's going to be a nice shawl, and it's nice and heavy and very relaxing, and it's very lightweight. It's heavy and lightweight. Figure that one out. It's great. So, but I also have a little gift for every single one of you. If you stick around to the end of this video, you will find out. But before we get to that, I am going to show you how to calculate for your project if you were to sell it. If I was to sell it, how much would I charge it and things like that. So there are other methods out there, and I'm going to show you on my little spreadsheet here in just a second. Recording. Okay, so I am a spreadsheet weirdo. I like spreadsheets, and it helps me break things down a little bit. But I'm going to show you some different methods. The first method, obviously, is here in column B, is the hourly rate or the hourly cost. What would you list it as? What's your gross income? Things like that. Next, we have the flat cost. So if you didn't track your hours, you can just put a flat rate cost of how much you would want to come out of your project, how much income you would want from it. You can put what's called a flat cost on top of your cost of materials and everything else like that. Then the next column is a percentage cost, where you take the cost of materials and fees and everything like that, you take that and add a percentage on top of that. And it's not my favorite method to use. It's not the most common type to use, but it is a method. It is a possibility to do. So we have it in there just in case. Then the last one, take the cost of materials and times it by 3. That is probably the most common. Every time I see somebody ask, how do you list your prices for like amigurumis or blankets, whatever, what have you, everyone says take the cost of material and times it by 3. I absolutely hate that method, but if you are brand new at all this and you're just trying to figure out what you think you're worth and stuff like that, then yes, this is an easy method to do, and that's why it's there. It's not my favorite, but we're going to look at it as a possibility, as an option. We're going to start with the hourly rate first. All right, so I put an estimate hours of 100 hours. I'm just throwing a random number out there. And I also put the hourly rate of $7.25. Again, I'm from Indiana. That's my home state, and it's still $7.25 for non-federal workers. Then also, I put the cost of material of $42. That's how much the yarn costs. We're not counting hooks or anything like that, because hooks are materials that you use on a regular basis, not a material that comes in and then leaves, like we talked about in the last project. So the cost of material, $42 is the cost of the yarn. With 100 hours for $725. So here we're going to do 100 times 725 plus the 42. Your total, the first total, is going to be $767. Okay, not bad at all. Now, what if you were not selling at a market? What if you were selling at a, like on Shopify? I have a Shopify account, that's why I have that on the spreadsheet. So it's nice and easy to figure out all the calculations. So from here, we're going to go ahead and add the $43. So supposedly, what if that is the only project or item that you sold for the entire month? So we're going to throw it in there as a cost to cover. So we're going to go ahead and take this. We're going to add $43 to that, and that brings it to $810. Now, what if they used a credit card instead of PayPal? Don't get me wrong, PayPal has its own fees and stuff like that, but just for the sake of an argument, they're using the third-party method, which is the credit card that Shopify has. So we're going to calculate that cost. That cost is what's going to be taken out of your fees. So what we're going to do is nope, that's supposed to be equal. We're going to take total number 2 right there, and we're going to times it by the percentage there, and plus the 30 cents. And that equals $24. So your listing price is going to be the total plus the $24, $834. But your gross income, let's go ahead and take this minus 24 minus the 43 minus 42. So your gross income would be $725. Pretty easy putting all the pieces together a little bit if you do it like this. Now let's look at flat cost. So you didn't do any hourly rates, you didn't do any of that. So let's just say I think this project is worth $300. So I'm going to go ahead and type in $300. If it will let me. Here we go. All right, so $300. So my total cost would be, it's going to be giving me a hard time. So we're going to do this. Here we go. So $342. Then we're going to go here and add the Shopify monthly costs, $385. Then the charge, and when everything is said and done, your total income would be taking this minus Shopify minus the cost of materials equals $300. So you get $300 out of all of it. So you get your $300 out of it if you set the fees and you price it just right. This is how much you're going to get out of it if you just do a flat cost like that. Now, looking into the percentage cost, this is where things get a little weird. So let's say you are going to take like let's just go ahead and put down, you want to make 150% of the cost of materials. So we're going to go ahead and put 150%, and that would be this times this, and that does not add right. Hold on. Okay, so taking, oh, it's just a scratch in there. Okay, so for some reason, Google Spreadsheets is being stupid. So this column here is the cost that you would get as your income. So that's a percentage of your $42. But if we add that on top of it, we're just going to drop it down here real quick. Then it's going to be $105 on top of that. So real quickly, going to be 148. Do all this real fast. So our listing price will be $153, making your gross income $63 right there. Now let's do the times 3 method. Again, this is not my personal favorite, but we're going to do it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your cost times 3, and that's $126. Again, adding Shopify onto the thing, because you never know, that might be your only sale for the month. $169. That's not the goal. You don't want to make just one sale a month. You want to be able to spread the cost across the board. But this is worst case scenario. 169 times that plus the 30 cents, that's $5. Then we're going to add this and this. So your listing price would be $174. Your gross income would be, after all the fees and taxes and all that get pushed out of the way, if my screen will work, $84. So after doing all this, percentage cost is my least favorite like, I don't even consider this a method. It does work when you have multiple different products at different various price ranges, but it doesn't really work for when you only have like $42. Like if you have like a box of stuffing in the mix of everything, then yeah, that really helps bring the cost down a little bit. That helps with the percentage cost. But overall, it's not my personal favorite. I do not always recommend that method. So yeah, it's not my personal favorite. Like I said, the percentage cost and the ×3 is not my personal favorite, but it is something if you are just starting out and you want to do something. The percentage cost is also a little bit finicky and it's not very accurate. Accurate's not the word. It's not the most ideal, let me say that, to get an income. Now, the flat rate cost and the hourly rate is the more ideal out of these 4 options. Now, the 3 times the cost of material, again, not my personal favorite option, but it's something, especially if you are just trying to do something really quick and you're trying to give a quote to somebody for like a custom order, then yeah, that's a really easy and fast method to do. But really, you should be sitting down looking at the cost of materials plus how much rough time period it's going to be for you to make these items. I, for the longest time, used to do flat cost. I would do the cost of material and added a flat rate on top of the cost of material and did it that way. And it's not, like, again, it's an easy method. It put money in my pocket, but I didn't calculate the amount of time it was going to be. And I would be like, oh yeah, it's going to be a quick and easy project. Sometimes it was not a quick and easy project to do. So hourly cost usually is the best method for custom orders. But if you're just doing like a market price up and stuff like that, then I would suggest doing a flat cost on top of it. And if I were to sell this piece, how much would I really charge for it? I probably would be charging closer to $450 to $500 for this shawl alone. It is long, it is big, it has taken a lot of time to get it to where it is now, and I'm not even done with it. I'm still working on it. But that's not the only way I can get income. Now, I can also get income by selling patterns, but this one I felt like you all could contribute to something like this. So I am giving this pattern away for free. It is listed on my blog over at hookemcreations.com/blog. And down in the description below, there is a link to this particular blog with this pattern. You all can make your own wrapped in your arms shawl, the deployment shawl, for free. And the only reason why I make it free is because there are other people who are struggling with deployments and separation and anxiety that they can make their own. And I want you to be able to make your own and feel loved and hugged by someone else that you love. And also, this is a great stash busting project, especially with those mini skeins. This I made out of the 50-gram mini skeins from Hobie, the cotton yarn, the rainbow cotton yarn, and it's great and easy for you all to do. So I hope you all have a wonderful day and do all the YouTubey things like subscribe, drop a comment, and let me know what you would like to see next. But until next time, happy crafting.